that.
Yeah, but they don't try to scam you on Steam. That's my point.
Well, if the only thing you might have is like they might need to replace your key or something like that. But let's say if Bannerlord, Mountain Blade Bannerlord, Mountain Blade 2, I don't know if you played that game, but it's a pretty awesome game. The first one is pretty cool. It costs 50 euros on Steam. The same CD key on Kingu is 40 euros.
Yes,
So
but that might be because there's a sale there.
no, that's the record price there.
All I'm
And
saying, okay, this is like how I'm going to do it. G2A literally asked me for my password for my bank account. I
okay,
can see if I can find the pictures from that conversation with tech support, but fuck
that that's
other sites.
so that's why they have it like acting as barely legal, because people that are afraid, they just go on Steam.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'd rather stay on Steam.
yeah, yeah. Monish is here.
If I may interject with that, the problem with G2A and
I don't
Kingu.
care, man. It's your 45 minutes late. I'm not getting dragged into a decision. Get ready.
I'm online. I'm online.
Play.
Get ready, I said. Not online.
What does
We
that
are
mean?
already.
I don't know. Do what you need to do to get online.
I'm ready. I'm online.
Ready, I mean.
I'm ready.
It's fucking hot. I'm
It's same here.
cranky as fuck.
He's in Roll20 as well.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
Okay, but is he ready to start playing? That's
Yes,
what I'm
I
asking.
have coffee. I have cigarettes. I have soda. I have everything here. I'm 100% ready.
Okay. Where's the map?
I'm so ready. It's not even funny.
Why are you so late, man?
I left when I told you guys when Zuris left said. But on the way here, some dude got in the car crash right in front of me, and it seemed I had to stop. And because I had to stop, the police asked me to give a declaration on the spot. So that took like half an hour.
Okay. Sorry about my grump then. You will not fight coronavirus today.
Hopefully not ever. And I'm not talking about the in-game one. That I don't mind.
Are you sure about that?
Bro, like I actually know somebody that had it, and I'd rather fight it in game 100 times before I have to fight it in real life once. No, make that 1,000 times.
No, we don't want in-game corona, please.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it had the multi-spell ability, which allows it to cast 3 spells around.
3 fireballs in the face?
No. I would imagine Meteor Swarm, Abidal Horrid Wielding, and then Finger of Death.
I don't even know what Finger of Death is, but I don't like it.
Instantly kills anything with less than 100 HP.
Okay, I dislike it even more now.
Let's begin.
Yes. Quick recap. You rested up, traversed to a crossroads of sorts, got onto a carriage that drove itself up into the mountainous regions, traversing a narrow cliff path that, was part mountain, part steep drop hundreds of feet down into certain depth. Your carriage managed to pass a drawbridge and is now placed in a stables in what seems to be Castle Ravenloft. You were dropped off at a guest house. You got yourself appropriately dressed in various types of suits and such. Some of you looking unique, others deciding to look the same, as in the case of Benjen and Assam, with matching outfits. You then proceeded to head into the castle itself for dinner. And we've found ourselves 2 meals in within a conversation when Manis asked the question, why do you want to die? That is where we stopped. Any questions before the answer?
I have a question. Why does he want to die?
Manis, I don't know. Other better questions?
Is Pete, are you here? Because we didn't
I'm
ask
here,
if
yeah.
you're
I'm here.
here. Okay, cool.
Okay. Anyone? Questions?
Hello.
No.
Looking forward for the answer.
It is perhaps not necessarily a question of dying, it is more of a question of not wanting to continue your own existence. A gilded cage might be seeming quite extraordinary from the outside, but while locked away within, it is still a gilded cage where you are left alone with your own thoughts and your own memories. And after a certain number of years, that starts weighing on your, well, sanity.
I understand that, but I think my question comes from the point of view of someone that usually had to deal with an existence that was not mired by purpose, while, or better said, of one's own purpose, while you seem to have your own purpose set in front of you. Again, I'm
If I
speaking.
am to,
I'm speaking
if I am
from.
to
Sorry.
if I am to understand you properly, it seems to me that you are thinking that my current purpose is one that I desire, which seems odd to me considering it is very much so one not of my own choice.
True, but if we were to set uh, by value things that we come upon in this life or the afterlife, I think purpose would be one of the most expensive and exquisite aspects of it.
Look around the table at the moment. Is there anyone here you feel you have grown to respect on your travels so far?
Yes?
My question to you is, purpose can be many things. If, for instance, I told you to do something that goes against every fiber of being of who you are as a person to protect these people that you respect, would you then do it?
Uh, uh, it depends on a lot on what, and it depends a lot on why. Um,
Because purpose does not necessarily have to be something that you are wanting to have in life. You could be, I never chose to be born the son of a king. Responsibility was thrown at me and my brethren at a young age, whereas other children were admittedly poor, of lesser stature. They had a freedom that nobility cannot afford. I would imagine the Lady Coliana can agree with this. Any of you who have been born in a similar upbringing can agree to this. Being in a situation does not necessarily have to do with purpose. It might, in some forms, simply be slavery.
Your Majesty, a question.
I am Majesty. My title is long since renounced. My brother was the Majesty. I am a
Oh,
count.
apologies, Your Highness. Then.
I am not royalty either. Your lordship.
Okay, my lord. Uh, what? As far as we understood, we are not the first ones that you have asked to defeat you. What prevented them, the others, from doing that? What are you bound to defend yourself to the best of your abilities?
Yes. There is. I could easily expose myself, allow you to kill me. That would be it. However, to prevent such safeguards, there are things I have to do to prevent the greater evil from befalling.
What do you mean?
Well, you are a threat to my persona, right? I
Yes.
saw you lumbering out of the accursed estate just a day after you had come to Barovia, battered, bruised, barely alive, as I was watching you from one of the posts in the fence. I could have sworn upon you right then and there and murdered you all. But that would not be within the rules of the game. That would not be entertaining enough for the powers that are. So, if I would have done such a thing, well, my people would suffer for my breach of the rules of the game.
About that.
So you
Likewise, if I were to allow you to kill me, my people would suffer.
About
I
this.
My lordship, would the rules prevent you from helping us with some clues on how we are to defeat you, if needs be?
Of course not. Why do you think you are here?
I'm very curious about these rules of the power that be. Um, as far as I see, or better said, as far as I understand, whether we defeat you, the people of this realm are in trouble. Whether we don't defeat you, the people of this realm are also in trouble. It seems to me, on a very shallow point of view, that there's not a single option on the table that brings a positive outcome to all parties involved.
Correct. For all intents and purposes, you died several days ago when you were transported to this realm.
so my lord, you're very keen on saving your people, and that's admirable. Uh,
Mm,
ha-
It is perhaps. Imagine you stuck 1,000 wolves in the same pen. They would start feeding upon each other until their hungers were satiated. And with time, the hunger would grow and they would feed upon them yet again. The same thing goes for this place and souls. There is a force here that feeds on the very life essences and souls of any creature stuck here. There are, however, still inhabitants with life in them. They are, however, soulless. The majority of influx of souls comes from the union of two people with souls having a child, or outsiders such as yourself bringing new souls within this reincarnation cycle to use my example, adding more wolves to the pen before they all starve to death. People here are doomed. My goal is to not let them suffer before their inevitable demise.
Apologies then for my expression of saving them. I meant helping them by not making them suffer unnecessary more than they would. My question is, what exactly is your plan of, as Samani said, they're already doomed? What is your plan to not, what are the rules of the game exactly to make sure that we are not going to break them?
For my people, not so much. It is to live a worthy life and then hopefully not die. You have met the mists, yes?
Indeed, we
Yes,
did.
we did.
These mists are not of my creation nor of my design, but as ruler of this realm, I have control of the mists within these borders. For the majority of the part, I have the mists free for to all the other realms on Ravenloft. Some friendly, governed by other lords or ladies. Others we are at constant war with. Um, However, these portals to the outside worlds that you were transported to are perpetually governed by mists beyond my control. So, as much as I would want to leave, I could not. My people could not. The Vishtani, they are not bound by the mists. However, my people can go from one realm to the other. They could visit Forlorn. They could visit other parts of this world. I cannot. You, if I were to allow you, could also do so freely. However, that would again be in breach of the violation of the rules. The rules are simple. As one would hunt a boar in the forest, the hunters ready themselves and go stalk for their prey, and the prey tries to resist.
So we are the hunters and you're the boar.
That is one way of looking at it. Yes.
I'm not sure who is who in this case because it looks like we are also the boards for the powers that be.
You are lapdogs. I think you are brought here for entertainment, with the hope that you are able to survive long enough to make yourselves, well, ruthless or decisive enough to do what has to be done under extreme pressure. Whether you live that long or not is up to you.
And there is no way for us to escape this deadly game of cat, cat and mouse. And by us, I mean also yourself.
Kill the mouse and you're free to go, from what I know. Hard for me to say. I have never seen what happens after I die.
Is the high power that you're speaking of behind the attacks on the house of Miss Kuliana?
What attacks of Miss Kolyana?
Her house was attacked by undead creatures.
Yes, but which attack?
Were they different in any means? We were part of one attack only, and it was brutal.
Last night, I think.
I would think you're correct. Yes.
Out of character, don't judge me if I lost track of in-game time.
I think it's more than one. It's like 2
Would
days
have been
ago.
2 days ago, actually.
2 nights ago.
Um, n- I think it is safe to say that whatever power, how to make you understand what you wish to know the nature of these higher powers, do you not?
Indeed, we
It's-
do.
Um, you seem familiar with your knowledge of the divine, of gods and entities more powerful than mortal men and women could comprehend, yes?
True. To some extent.
He was not talking to you, by the
Oh.
way. He was, I was looking at Lucian's token, but I realized you can't actually see that. He turns to Lucian and say that I believe you are a fervent worshipper, yes?
Is this to Manis or me? I got
To you.
confused.
I just clarified.
Okay, because I thought that he turned to Manis.
He turned to you.
Okay, so what was the question again?
You are knowledgeable about the divine entities and forces beyond the knowledge of mortal men and women. Yeah.
I do believe myself a follower of the morning court. I would say yes.
He fishes a hand under his tunic and brings up uh, a little pendant or a medallion. Just showing it to you.
What does it look like?
It looks like a sun.
Are you also a worshipper of the morning world?
Well, from where we originally hailed from, we had freedom of belief in the sense that there were dozens upon dozens of various entities that we were referring to as gods or goddesses. The Morning Lord were the family, a deity, yes. There were several others. In fact, when we unfortunately had to conquer the valley, my people brought a lot of these uh, gods and goddesses with them. The elven gods were also present here because we had a population of dusk elves staying here. But gods are they are real in the sense that they have a body, they have power, they have influence, they can be killed, they can live and die like everything in this world. The difference is it takes more to kill a god than anything else. And what you refer to as your god is merely an entity of unfathomable power that gets power from you worshipping it or doing acts in its honor. The powers that be here are very much the same. Some of them are gods, some of them are mirror images of gods, others are elemental forces, others are cosmical powers beyond understanding. Some are creations of absolute and pure darkness, others are more simplistical creations of unfathomable power. The very difference between a god and these creatures is that they are locked away here. The gods are locked outside. All except one, I should say.
Which one is that not locked outside?
It would be the modern night. In Barovia, only two gods have survived until this time, the Morning Lord and the Mother Night. Of these two, only the Mother Night resides within Ravenloft itself.
Is she the dark power that's controlling everything?
I believe you have not been paying attention. The dark powers are, from your limited understanding, gods themselves, just locked away here and not free in the outside world.
Exactly, and you said that the Mother of Night is locked here.
That's up to you to decide, is it not? I would ask you the simplistical question. If there are powers here that lock away creatures of unfathomable evil and sin, does that make the powers good or bad?
I would say good if they were not feeding on innocent souls here in this realm.
But your god is feeding on faith. What is the difference?
The difference is in the suffering of innocence.
You believe there are gods that do not benefit from faith coming from the suffering of innocence? There are gods of murder. There are gods of torture and pain. These are gods that I imagine still run loose on your respective worlds.
Yes,
They
and
grow
those are
stronger when
evil
suffering is
gods.
in the world.
And I would very much like them to be locked here, but if it wasn't for the innocent souls here, they would be feeding on.
So if there are good and evil gods outside, who are not to say that there are good and evil powers here?
Okay, to get your answer straight, she is not part of the evil powers that control this realm.
No, I'm saying that you think of this place as a creation of evil. I'm merely saying it is a shadow. There is nothing different from this place than the valley that originally existed. The only difference is that it is located somewhere else in space and time. Another world, so to say.
I will have to ponder over everything you said. It is beyond my understandings.
Well,
It
to
will take me
simplify
time
it,
to absorb.
if an elemental lives for 5,000 years, the very lifetime of 100 men, would that be a god, even if it had unspeakable power?
It might have been in the eyes of some of those men that lived through his lifetime.
Exactly. And if enough people start believing it is a god, it becomes a god. The Lathander himself became a god because people believed the sun rising every morning was a god. The modern night probably became a god from the effects of night always coming. Gods are manifestations of faith. Powers can be manifestations of faith or primordial forces alone. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is no difference between what you think is a power to be and that of a god. They are as equally as difficult to understand and equally powerful. And here, they control everything.
Have you ever reached out to any of these deities in search for help?
No, They are part of my curse. Why would I ever want to have conflict?
You should just say silent. He's too stupid to understand, even to answer this.
Perhaps you shouldn't ask me. Among the ones at the table, I am not the one that has reached out.
Yes. And he just remains silent. Shall we ask about the letter?
Indeed, Lucian. Dear Count, on our voyage here from the house outside of Barovia, we have found this very peculiar letter. It seems written and signed by you. Wait,
Oh, it was by the father of
by
Irina.
the I'm sorry, by the father of Irina. Where is it?
Benjamin,
Yep.
do you have suggestive tones in your voice there?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Okay. Could you do me a favor?
Of course.
Could you please roll a wisdom saving throw for me? Okay. The count just says one word. Apologize. And he casts suggestion on you. If you don't remember it from your sorcerer's days, you have to obey the command for 8 hours.
Did he fail the save?
Oh yeah, he totally failed that save.
Apologies.
You also feel compelled to apologize. Like, what is the word for it when you have to be very sincere?
Compulsive. Ah, no.
Compulsive.
No, that's a different thing.
Let's just say harder.
Like you really mean it.
You suggest a
Convincing.
course
Yeah.
of activity and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it pursues the course of action you describe to its best of its ability. The suggested course of an action can continue for the entire duration, which would be up to 8 hours.
That is his best ability. Come on. I mean, when does he ever apologize?
That was sufficient.
Yeah, but
Paper
he
matters is important after all. Let us not grow into frivolities and be uncivilized about things, especially not when Lady Kolyana as well is not only a guest at the dinner table, but has recently lost her father. And whether or not you knew Kolyan Endirovich, the man was, by all accounts and purposes, a very loyal and honest man. I will not have his memory or reputation sullied by you being frivolous at my dinner table. There will not be a second warning. And there is that little shift of a tone there.
First, Your Liege, allow me to thank you for your patience and understanding. Secondly, while our friend here seems brash, we can assure you that he meant no disrespect. It's just his way of expressing himself that is lacking. Speaking of the reputation of the bourgeois master, we have found this letter.
Okay.
He's probably trying to find it.
I found it. That is signed by the dear departed Mr. Kolyan. And in our searches, it has seems that it's a fake, and there is someone in this realm that is interested in either sowing dissent or making ill of the bourgeois master's good name.
Or rather, his daughter's name,
You're
stating
thinking
she is a
about
vampire.
thinking the chapter 2 handout, right?
Yeah, hand out Kolyan Idrovich's letter version 2.
Okay. Oh yeah. No, because I found version 1. He like levitates the letter towards him, and then, with your permission, do you agree for me to read the letter?
Of course.
He reads through it. No, like this is like literally the same thing that Assam tends to be doing. Like it's just like the mage hand thing. There's like a
Okay.
spectral hand. He reads through it. Well, first of all, whether or not are you doubting the authenticity of the letter is what I'm asking. First of all, because we could probably find example of his handwriting from the yearly records if that is something you wish confirmed. But
We don't doubt the lack of authenticity of the letter, if I
Is
may express it that way. We are certain that the letter is a fake. It was confirmed both by his son and daughter, and it was also confirmed by us comparing to the handwriting of the bourgeois master in his house when he visited. So
It
we
was
are
confirmed it's the same writing.
no. It
handwriting.
was confirmed that it wasn't the same writing, Lucian. Oh, Zuri, out of character.
Out of character, I think it was his handwriting.
DM, dear DM.
to clarify, it was not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is something that would have been told to all of you that no, this was not the handwriting. You found it. You found examples of his handwriting in his office in the mansion. So
Okay, I just remember wrong then. I thought it was.
Yeah, no problem.
Apologies.
as for the contents of the letter themselves, well, there are at least 3 things here that seems to be something that is actually there are 4 things here that is best worth mentioning, I suppose. The obvious one is the incrimination towards the Lady Goliana. The second is, of course, the incrimination towards me. The third is, of course, the fact that apparently I have spellbound the Lady Goliana to become afflicted by the same curse as myself. Now, whether or not these are authentic or not, that I'll leave up to you. Although I'm sure you have your questions and your concerns and your worries, but there are, of course, ways to find out. I have told you as much that I am indeed afflicted by my own curse, so this is not something you have to think about. the stories are quite true, even if the people might not necessarily believe it. The fourth thing that I think you have failed to understand can be found on the very last sentences. Now, why would people entice people to come here for wealth and to slay a vampire? I wonder. Do you know of any who would benefit from this?
In our
Dark
travels in
powers.
Barovia, not really.
Yourself, maybe?
Really?
Well, let me put it this way. As far as we've met the people around, the ones that are trapped in here, the residents, the regular residents, are not very concerned of themselves being trapped in here. The Vishtani can move in and out as far as they wish, so I see no reason for them. Quite the opposite. I see them having less of a profit with your demise. And other than that, I don't think we've met anyone else that can move in and out of the of this realm, except for you,
But
which you can't. So
Radar turns to Lucian and points out, well, it couldn't be him, could it? Because we have examples of his handwriting already in the dinner invitation and the note we got from the mansion. So it couldn't be him.
no, I wasn't suggesting it was himself. I mean, he is trying to get people here to murder him, right?
not as far as I understand. I think there's another power that brings people here trying to murder the count.
Yeah. That's why I said the first thing I said was the dark powers that are actually bringing people here for amusement and
Yes.
to second their souls.
I would imagine either author behind this letter was either extraordinary or very ordinary. If it was an extraordinary power, I would imagine the target would be me. If it was an ordinary power, it seems like it was from someone that wanted to harm the Lady Goliana. Either way, it would seem that you've at least found your victims. For you, I suppose the question is now who was the intended target?
We were hoping you could tell us that.
But where would be the fun in that? I mean, I brought you here to assess whether you are capable individuals or not. Surely you do not want to disappoint me in proving yourself incapable of solving a mystery, would you?
Indeed, we would not.
Make no mistake, you are here not only to have a civilized conversation before your inevitable betrayal, but also it behooves any soldier to take stock of his opponent before they attack. This is me gauging you before you attack.
Understandably. And it's a wise course of action as long as our fate seems to be in stone that we shall clash.
Well, people always promise things. People either keep them and die, or they break their promises. In my centuries old understanding, it's never the word that breaks it, is the will behind it. Question is, how is your willpower?
I think I stated quite clearly a bit earlier that we are not yet confident on stating our will about killing you.
Yes, but then again, why should I ever believe my would-be assassins?
Oh, you shouldn't. It's. I don't think this should affect you in any way. It's just us being a rebel crowd, not necessarily extremely willful to suppress ourselves to higher powers. We like to make our own choices and decisions, and this is part of it.
He lets out a sigh. It seems you have not been understanding me and listening. Your freedom of choice and your own ability to make these choices were lost when you entered this realm. You might think you are in control here, but truly, when have you ever felt in control ever since you came to this place?
Um, I understand what you're saying. I'm just pointing out that even so, we do have the choice to live or die at the end of the day, whether we continue on our quest or just wait for our inevitable perishment. Again, this only resides on the shoulders of the situation you find yourself, as well as us and the rest of this realm. We're not certain that killing you and setting free whatever dark powers reside here is better for our lands, for our homes and families and loved ones. It might not be the case, in which maybe it's better for the people we care back home that we perish here. That's also a valid choice.
Precisely. In this case, there are no winning condition. There is only, well, bad outcomes all around. That is precisely my point. And you have to choose the lesser of all evils, in the same way I am forced to choose the lesser of my evils. And unlike me, you at least are not bound by perpetuity. This is why I wish to die. I do not like being bound forever into such a horrible choice.
There could also be the option, since you are so willing to forfeit your life. There could also be the situation in which the powers that be look for another jailer of this realm, and maybe
Yeah.
they're looking for someone that's willful to take up this role and mantle of jailer.
But then again, there has to be someone that is strong enough to be able to do so.
And maybe that person will be chosen based on their ability of slaying you.
Well, that remains to be seen, does it not?
Indeed. Again, I'm just going through our options that are laid in front of us to the best of our knowledge so far. I feel that our adventure here is just at its beginning pages and its beginning chapters, and there's a long road ahead of us that we need to ponder and scheme and pass through in order to make a fully calculated, objective, and satisfactory resolution.
My lord, you said at some point that you wish to die and you would help us find a way to kill you. But isn't this against the rules? Isn't this like cheating?
Depends on how you see it. Does not mean I'll allow you to actually kill. Why else would I offer your friend to slit my throat right here and now if I believed he could actually kill me? Do you truly believe I think he could?
To be honest, I don't think he could, or any of us could do that now, or even in the next period in our current condition and without knowing stuff first. But I, for one, don't like to go in head first sometimes.
You assume that you have the choice when the time comes. Now let us say that you find yourselves in open conflict with me. Why do you suddenly assume that I will wait here until you are ready?
We never said we assumed that. We are here enjoying a meal and trying to understand you and you to understand.
And so it is. I'm merely saying that for anything that happens, whether you are able of killing me or not, that is precisely up to you. But I can tell you right now that what you know so far might not necessarily be the whole full truth of what I am and what I can do.
My lord,
And how can we find out the whole truth?
Be smarter.
Wikipedia. That's a pretty valid way to get smarter, actually.
Indeed, it is.
I'm trying not to die in real life.
My lord, Madame Eva told us that the attack on the house was targeting us. You already said that you don't wish us dead yet. So, do you know of someone else that would want us to attack us so openly and control the undead?
Well, I'm surprised to hear so. I was under the impression that these attacks had happened long before you ever arrived.
Yes, but that attack was more vicious, and apparently the target was neither Ishmark nor Irina.
Well, you would have to talk to them about that.
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
You would have to talk to the madam about that. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that interpretation. If someone were intending to kill someone, they would certainly not suddenly change their target overnight. However, if they are defended, then perhaps they would try harder.
Maybe so, but still, someone that can control the undead. This must be a powerful figure, and you would certainly be aware of such figures in your realm.
No, there are plenty of necromantic powers. You yourself is one of them.
I agree, although I use this to heal rather than destroy.
Yes, but all necromantic power has just manipulation of life energy. It is not particularly complex in nature. Even the most novice of all, uh, well, magical adept can transform life from one form to the other. The question is, how old were the corpses? What were the corpses? How sentient were they? How coordinated were they? An acolyte of the arts can merely produce fresh corpses into what could best be described as unlife. But then again, this is what I mean by be smarter.
Oh, the corpses were ancient, and they were very intelligent.
Um, to clarify on what our friend said, the corpses indeed were ancient, and they were indeed strategically led. I wouldn't necessarily say that them themselves were intelligent, but they definitely had a commander that was also undead, which was intelligent.
Well, having a structured unit is an implication of military training, is it? So
Indeed,
you are likely dealing with someone that has a military background of sorts, or is at least knowledgeable about military tactics, or ambush warfare, or, well, spellcasting warfare. The question is, who Indeed. What clues do you have?
We have a
We
piece of. Maris, do you have the piece actually?
no, Sam has it. He went back inside the home to pick up a certain amount of objects. We have this. We have a piece of clothing from the leader that clearly represents some sort of a coat of arms. Unfortunately, it is in much disarray and it's not very recognizable by us. Maybe you, that has been around and fought so many wars in this realm, might find it recognizable. Crickets, crickets,
Did,
crickets.
did you take it from the house?
No, I didn't. But I let Menace talk about it.
If I may, I can go back into the quarters and bring it.
It is of no rush, I am sure. Uh, in fact, I would be willing to describe it to me.
It is a piece of old tattered cloth. As far as we recognize it, if it's a bright blue, it was of a bright blue color with white inserts and some other blue. Um,
I would say it had
Symbols.
the face of an animal with a blue eyes or something like it.
Well, I would imagine then that this would be quite recognizable when the time comes, I imagine. As for what it is, there is such a coat of arms that I can think of, yes.
Oh, great.
You are not inclined to tell us?
Of course not. This is a mystery. Although I would suspect that perhaps one of you would have the answer already.
That is something that Madame Eve also told us. And Lucian looks around the rest.
I'm also curious. You said that you're able to control the mists around these parts.
Yes?
First, just for my understanding, are there mists in other parts?
Define other parts.
Are there any other similar realms to Barovia that are also shrouded in mists? Are there
They
other?
are not my domain, but as I've repeatedly told you, yes.
I see. And this mist is some sort of a tool for the quote unquote jailer to keep um, the jailies inside.
Hard for me to talk about other domains, but at least the ones here are mine to control, yes.
So
Well,
is it
the majority of them at least.
so is it safe to assume that you were corralling us towards meeting you here tonight? In the past few days?
No, I have had no knowledge of you up until the point where you set off one of my magical spells entering the house.
Ah, okay. Because when we found ourselves waking up in this realm, the mist it felt that they were corralling us towards Barovia.
Then perhaps it was sorry, that's me. Sorry, speech impediment.
Yeah, no problem.
Then perhaps you were being led here by forces that wanted you to be here and experiencing certain things. But from an absolutely truthful point of view, until you set off my alarm, then I did not know that you were in fact within this realm.
You see, speaking of the dimension we have visited on our way here, from my understanding, the Drust family were in your liege.
They were what?
In your liege? Liege. Yeah, well, I'll write it. Just a second.
No, I understand the name, but that does not go the other way.
Liege is another word for servant. Well, in your servitude, I meant.
Yeah, but you use that in the other way. That's Strahd served them. It wouldn't count that way.
No, I said in your liege, not in their liege.
Yep, that's what. Never mind. Rephrase.
Sorry.
I think is better.
In your servitude. Okay, so I'll rephrase. It came from my understanding that the Drust family were servants of yours.
Not more so than any other person living on my lands and being born citizens of Barovia. But sure, if that is the way you choose to interpret it, that is up to you.
Because I understand that they were trying to be a lot more than just humble servants of the Lord of the Realm.
Yes, and
It gives me the impression that, well, their pursuits found no actual success on your parts, that you were not very happy with their behavior and antics.
well, where are they now?
Dead?
Precisely.
This is part of our reticence because it is clear for us that you are not some evil, power-hungry vampire count. You
If
seem
that is what you choose to believe, sure.
well. This is what it's been unveiled for us so far.
Then perhaps you should be smarter. Do you say that out loud?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll initiative.
Hopefully not.
There's nothing wrong with that, it's just a fact.
Depends on what you choose to be freedom of speech and what is accosting someone's honor. There is one thing you should learn, young one. Honor comes before everything. Long before your body is rotting and dead in the ground, what remains is what honor you had. If you lived an honorable life, it will persist in your death. If not, it will die with you. And perhaps you should be less snide. I see what you're trying to do, but glibness of tongue only works when you still have your tongue.
So returning to the mist question, I was curious.
You are making assumptions, young one, that I am not evil in the order of things. I think it is safe to say that anyone cursed with death has the capacity of being whatever they want. Am I able to drain someone dry by sucking the very lifeblood out of them? Truly. Do I necessarily wish to do so? Truly. Do I necessarily do it? That is something else. Take your friends here, for instance, wounded, having freshly opened wounds. Do you know how exhilarating it is to hear their hearts beating slightly faster when they feel on edge? when you see that little tinge of fear making their hearts beat faster and faster and faster, it is most sweet. However, being a slave to your own carnal needs is still a slave. And make no mistake, I will not prey upon my people. However, what protects your friend here from becoming dessert is my hospitality, and he has been rude to me twice. First by insulting one of my guests, one by being snide. The next time, perhaps he will not be as fortunate. And then you should all ask yourselves, and I'm just assuming here considering your hearts are visibly beating faster. Do you have what it takes to beat me 5-on-1? I think we all know the answer to that. So perhaps let us not think as much in morality of good and evil. Think more of actions and what they do. As long as you do not harm me, my honor, or my people, you will not see that side to me. Impose on any of them, hinder me, and all bets are off.
I fully understand what you mean. Out of character, I'm looking at Benjen and say, let's keep the comments to a download for tonight.
I don't think you can say that out of character.
Hmm?
I don't think you can say that out of character.
No, I said out of character as a bracket because I was turning towards your character, out bracket close, and then I say just let's keep the comments on the down low so we just, not die.
How do you know that he's not told me to say that and suggested it, and I just have to say it?
I don't know, let's not, make a bet on it. I'm
Yeah,
just
continue.
So I was returning to my mist question. I was wondering if you would keep back the mist from engulfing us. Would we be able to leave the realms?
That is a very difficult question to ask. If I could lift the mist so you could go back to your own realms, yes. If I could lift the mists for you to go to other realms, in this place populated by other lords, yes. However, that would somewhat intrude on the rules of the game. I have done this before. I have had one of the very first parties that came here. I immediately opened the borders and had them leave. The result was it was not the most pleasant for my people as a plague broke out and pretty much ravaged the countryside. Whether or not these were related, I do not know. It just seems striking to me that it seems to occur right after I had let my then guests leave. Nowadays, I tend to strike deals. I will allow you safe passage out of this realm for your servitude. Serve me and my, goals, and I will allow you to leave.
I see. How many parties were here before us in the past 500 years?
Hard for me to track. You seem to get bored of counting after you've killed a substantial amount of them. If we take the logical step, do you then count other lords trying to invade as parties involved and people coming of their own accord? So far, we've had at least 6 or 7 wars with other Dark Lords trying to impose on our domain. These could be counted. There was the time where Vecna, the demigod of secrets, came to try to steal, well, our secrets. Um, there's been roughly an adventuring party on a yearly basis, if not more. Sometimes there are larger lulls, other times there are quite a number of them every year. It depends on whether or not the powers that be are bored or they have grand plans outside of invasions. Then, of course, you have the individuals that deem themselves to be too skilled and too powerful for this place and they come of their own accord. We have some of those running around already, but by and large, there seems to be something to do every year. So if you take at least, well, let's assume a normal group of about 5 people, such as yourselves, for 500 years, once a year, a couple of thousand people, I would imagine.
So one could say we have our stacks, we have our chances stacked against us.
Why do you think I do not feed on my own people?
Oh, I see. So there's a good assortment of heroes lining the dungeons of this castle.
The larders will always have to be restocked, I assure you.
Well, we can assure you we are not planning on becoming dinner anytime soon.
Oh, don't worry, you'll always come by for dinner.
I
This
tend
is
to
a
agree.
civil type of dinner.
I tend to agree with the coming over for dinner. I might not agree to coming over as dinner.
Do you know what the most disappointing thing is?
Oh, do tell us.
This food is absolutely delicious. In
Indeed.
fact, in terms of taste, it doesn't uh, taste anything different in undeath as it did in life. It just does not give me sustenance, which is the absolute tragedy of things. Everyone thinks that undeath is so brilliant until you are cursed with it.
I can understand how anything can become dull and pointless after 500 years.
Well, it would have been less dull and pointless if you had actually wanted to become undead in the first place.
Maybe, but again, I don't think this is a path of our futures that we are actively pursuing.
No. I assure you, you will either serve, or you will come for dinner. It is either of.
Um, Going back to the topic of your subjects, we also have in our tasks to find a young girl that has left Barovia, and her mother is worried sick about her. We were wondering if you know anything about her. She was last seen leaving Barovia towards Valaki.
Then my best suggestion is for you to head there and try to see if you find her. Um, sadly, uh, I do not think a lot of people wishes to come to Ravenloft unless they have uh, delusions or otherwise.
Mm, Out of character, well, I'm a bit out of questions right now.
Maybe we should just wrap up the dinner. I think we learned pretty much quite a lot.
Well, perhaps we should go ahead with the very next part of the reason why you are here.
Indeed.
Well, uh, you hear a little bell just like ringing in the air. You don't necessarily see a source, but it's like ding 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 ding. Ding. While my chefs prepare their dessert, I have a little challenge for you.
Please.
In this place, I think it is safe to say that it is easy to lose track of your footing. And whether or not you choose to work against me or for me, it's up to you. However, I will, if nothing else, make an honest attempt at convincing you that perhaps, instead of trying to assassinate me, you would be better off trying to aid me in my own personal goals. If you do so, well, I will make sure you are rewarded, provided you can rise to the occasion. Uh, the doors just like slowly creep open, and you can see that elf man from earlier, just like push a trolley forward with what seems to be this. The dessert itself seems to be a pretty large plate that has a cake on it. It's like a tart. The top of it is decorated into the crest of Strahd, and it seems to have some larger red berries on top of the creamy surface. That seems weird to all of you. You've never seen these berries, but they seem to have some green seeds growing on the outside of the berries themselves. Um, and yeah, it smells extremely sweet. Seems extremely tasty. Um, and just uh, the Chamberlain just starts putting off, dividing the tart into different pieces, and then serves each and every one of you on the plates. Uh, who among you are the most intelligent one?
Lucian motions at Rarder.
How much more intelligent would you say that he is compared to the rest of you?
I would say he always is more intelligent than us. I cannot put a measure on it.
Then he is not allowed to participate in this next activity. You see, I have a need to know that my people that potentially would work for me is smart enough to know to not, well, double cross me, not break my rules, break the laws, and to do as they are asked. As such, I wish to challenge you to a game of wits.
Game of Pits.
WITS, wits.
Okay.
Now the question is, are you daring enough to take such a challenge or not?
Yes.
Okay. Only one person says yes.
No, I also agree, but I do it sanity.
Everyone, I guess. I agree as well.
Very well then. Do you wish
Uh,
a harder intellectual challenge or an easier one?
We could start easy first.
No. In this case, you will have to choose, I am afraid.
Question to the DM. Is it
Yes.
like This will be based on your intellect score, not some riddle-based thingy that you can solve.
No, it's based
like
on how
yourself.
fucking smart you as a player is.
Your
Okay, so
character is.
no,
or
player. He said player.
No, really, you as a player. So
Yeah.
we're
Okay,
fucked.
give us the fucking hardest difficulty you have.
I like the confidence of Zuriel.
I look
No,
at you
I-
and say, go bold or go home, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I love
A challenge.
like teasers,
So-
challenging
so-
teasers. Yeah.
The only person I want to do something now, when I switch the maps, is going to be Surreal. Okay, because I'm not sure if this works properly. So wait a bit.
Zoom out. It's too much stuff.
Can you, Surreal, see a piece in the upper right corner that seems to be like half a T? Upper right corner.
Yes, I can see it.
Can you move that piece?
No, I cannot.
Fuck. Okay. Then this is what I have to do. I have to make. Can you move it?
I can totally move it now.
Fuck. So that means I have to change all of these pieces into movable.
One by one.
One by
Can't
one.
you
Yeah.
just drag
One
and select them?
by fucking one.
They're like a zillion ones. Come on.
So yes. Well, guys, you get a couple of minutes of break.
Cool. Do you want help? Can I mark something? Like,
No, I don't think you can do anything here.
okay.
You can Google, see if you can change permissions. Roll20.
I can Google what?
Never mind.
You're doing. I mean, I can move most of them now. I mean, in the upper right at least.
Yeah, but don't move
You're doing
anyone.
fast.
Don't move anything. Don't move anything.
Yeah, I won't. Don't worry. You can actually move me to the other window, or you can move me back when if you want to check.
Oh
if
no,
I
we're
can
all
move
on that
of
map.
them. Oh, okay. Okay. I like that kind of puzzles, by the way.
I'll move you there.
Oh, we are back in the house.
Yes, I'll move you to a map you can't fuck about them.
We were planning on killing Strat while you were fucking with the puzzle.
Yeah, that would have
Okay.
worked.
Roll a d20 to
Like a D20 to hit his 25 AC.
AC. Yeah.
It's not wearing armor. He can't have 25 AC.
Monks can have 25 AC without armor.
Does he seem like a fucking monk to you?
Yes, he does.
If I actually knew this was the case, I should have done this before, but I hope this wasn't the It's just that it's the unfortunate situation where I have to do like 50 pieces. What is going to happen is that everyone here can change and rotate the pieces. The pieces will have to be placed in the right places. Some of them will have to be rotated in the right angles because I've done rotational changes as well. There should be about 50 different pieces. What you would have seen after the cake is that one of the sheets in the corner of the room would have been uncovered by the chamberlain, so you would have seen a chest on the surface of the chest, there are 4 locks. Strahd explains to you that to be able to open the chest, all 4 of the locks will have to be filled in appropriately with the lock pieces given to you. The thing is that you 4 will have to cooperate. Radar, however, is stuck playing one-on-one chess with the Count for the additional bonus prize. Or he could forfeit the bonus prize for helping you a specific number of times. So depends on how you're doing on the puzzles.
Question: are all the pieces? So there aren't any pieces that are not part of the lock.
Every piece is part of the lock. So all the pieces you saw on that page is movable. Before anyone starts moving anything, tell me if you can all see the map.
Yes.
Yes.
You can flip and move all of the pieces. I'm moving one of the straight lines now, so you're going to literally Tetris this shit into place. This is like a cooperative.
How do you repeat it?
If you click a piece, like for instance, if you click a square, you'll see there's like a little outlier that you can just like drag around in circles. There's like
Found it, yeah.
It
you
has
will potentially will have to zoom out a bit in case one of the circles is over it.
So, as you said, this is a cooperative thing. So we all have to arrange all the locks.
Yes. All the locks have to be filled in appropriately.
Oh, they
enough.
also what's it called? They stick into place.
Yes. You can place all of these properly. A hint, you can see that some of the locks have like lines. They might not necessarily correspond with the actual placing of the things.
Just
Mhm.
background.
So good luck. Colors doesn't
Do-
mean anything. Shapes don't mean anything. This is just literally meant to fuck with you.
Who's doing which one?
How do you rotate? I'm trying, but I cannot.
If you see the square one in the bottom right corner,
Yep.
click it. And then you should see there's like a lot of like dots on the sides of the piece itself. And there's like one line sticking out of it. Zoom in and out if you cannot see that.
Oh, I see, and I can move the small dot which is outside of it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how you turn it around.
Quick question.
Yep.
Do we have time for this? Like, is it time based?
Depends on how many sessions you want to do this before you call it quits.
So it's not time based. It's quit based.
This is literally
Quit.
are you smart enough to defeat a vampire count or not?
Well, I see ourselves here for the next year or so. So bring your own drinks.
I mean, you had a choice. Do you want to do the easy one or the hard one? Give me the hardest one you got, Surreals.
that I think we can solve it. Shall we start, guys? How do you want to proceed, guys?
We're already doing stuff.
Yeah, we already started. I know about you, but
leave the top right one. Leave it, please. I'm already doing.
This brings a joy to my heart.
Seeing people struggle.
But we cannot all work on the same one. I mean, this will not work like this. Do you guys want to just everyone focus on his? Because Otherwise, the person that's trying to do something will lose progress to what he's trying to do. Do you?
One thing you can do is to work 2 and 2. Like we have different rooms in Discord for you to work 2 and 2 together.
I would say each take one, and if they need a piece from somewhere else, they can take.
This piece that I'm pinging, it cannot be moved. Just so you know.
Yeah, you need to fix that.
Thank you. Fixed.
I'm not touching any at the moment because it's pointless. I mean, I see people just moving things about.
Lucian, I'm trying to do the top left one. If you want to help me.
I'm trying to do the bottom right one.
Bottom right is the first one we should start with.
Yeah, that's what I think, because it's the simplest and it's also the most restrictive because you can only use some type of parts.
And Manis, if you allow me.
Sure. Of
No.
course. Want to go into a different room, Zuri, and work on the bottom right one?
Let's do that.
Okay. Hello.
Hey. I think it's no. You turn that one back.
Which one? The T1? Okay, that one. Yeah, but the problem is that I can't find one that will fill in the space in left.
We will find. I don't think this one belongs here as well. I'm not sure though. We should use from the others as well. I mean, if just look at them if they have taken something we need.
I'm trying to. Maybe this one.
Which one?
This one that I'm moving to the middle. I'm putting back.
Sure, you can try it. I mean, so obviously there is a trick here. That,
yeah, there is definitely a trick here.
I think let's leave the right side as it is and try to figure out how to put the left side in.
Because No, that won't work there. Like, this is what I'm thinking could work, and a vertical one like this, but we still need a 3-part vertical one.
Do we know? Just give me 1 second. I'm thinking.
Sure.
Actually, there is one piece here. No, it's a big one. It's not the right one. I think we need this blue one here.
The one here?
I moved it in the bottom.
Okay.
Not that one. Not that one. Oh.
So we both clicked the same one and it went kabooey. I don't see how you can fit that one though.
The one you found.
That one, yeah. I was thinking the same, and
Do
then.
If you have another one of those.
No, it's okay. And I was.
We don't get one.
What did you say? That one. No, that's too long. I can turn it this way. Do they fit?
Yeah, here we can. Don't move it. Let's just tell them not to move any of the bottom ones. You can view everything.
We should all be in the same group. Because
leave the blue one.
That one. You can.
You saw some of the ones that I was trying. Shut up.
Don't move that one. You can fill your circle with whatever you want. Please. Guys.
This is funny.
Yeah, but you need to ask. You can't just take them out. You need to say what you're doing.
That's why we should have left the room. There is no other fit below. But I think upstairs we can find the ones that fill in the thingy.
That's not gonna work, Virgil. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm sorry. don't think
I just
this-
stopped because you stopped. You took some of the tiles that I wanted, and I just
There are
waited.
plenty other tiles that can fit there. You can also use from other puzzles if needed. I really do think that the ones below are pretty much set. Maybe we can change something, but not much.
Let me think a bit. So that's not gonna work.
Let's focus on the top right. You can use everything from the rest. Because the top right is the next one we should do, it's very restrictive in terms of edges.
What did I do? Oh, never mind. It's back.
Can you flip these around? Or
Yeah.
Just,
What do you mean
turn them?
flip? Like no, just turn. I don't think you can flip them like in a mirror.
Rotate only. You cannot inverse them.
Yeah.
Invert them. I wouldn't be that big of a dick. Well,
That line
This
is
is
too
Still
short.
one space left.
This piece over here is not the only one that can go there, and I can guarantee you it's not the right one to go there. I think this is the right one to go there.
Here?
Yes, that one is too obvious, I think. But maybe it's the right one. I don't know. We'll see.
Like Zuri might not be wrong there.
This one as well. This one, if you turn it, it's basically the same thing. There is very few places where you can put such things.
Yeah, he is sort of right. Wait, I found a place for this one.
You don't have any with 3.
But it should go somewhere.
Also,
This is the next one we need to figure out. Yes, this shitty thingy. No, keep those. Let's finish this one. No, stop. Whoever is doing that, can you turn them like they were before?
I think we can use this here then.
Yes.
No, you turned it this way.
I was using.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Take it. I can use another one. I can use the blue one here. It's the same thing, basically. Literally.
This is not the right way.
Okay, the top left is finished.
I'm fairly certain left can be finished in at least 100 different ways.
I think all
The
of them
question-
can be.
You need to use all the pieces. So you have to do with whatever you end up having for last. Usually that's how it goes.
Not. I mean, yeah, to some extent, but do keep in mind that the pieces are cut in such a shape that you can only have one correct result for it.
That's why you usually try to fit in the most awkward ones first, then the rest should be easier. And if you end up needing an awkward one, at least you know that which one would that be, or something like that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I can see it.
Rotate. You can rotate the one that.
Click on it, like long click, ping it. Show me which one you want to rotate.
I'm trying.
Long click. Like if you long click on the on one of them, yeah, it
One that
will
I put
produce a
here.
pointing. The one you put here, okay. Where do you want it rotated?
That I rotated and I put it.
Ah, you already did. Okay. Sorry, I thought you wanted to have it rotated in a certain form. One of these would have been good here. Yeah. And I think this can fit easily, but it's not gonna fit well here. I like how Yuan is doing role-playing typing. Ah, there it is.
Okay, you do it.
Can we break the top and just try to rearrange this part here? So
Sure.
that we can really fit something.
Oh, yeah.
No, leave that one. Leave the one that was here.
Oh, this
Let's
one?
just try to rework the bottom, the top. Let's leave that one here.
Someone doesn't have snap to map activated. Oh, this is not gonna fit the other well.
Can you stop? There was a blue part here. Where did it go? I don't see it. Okay, there.
It hid underneath.
Give a second on that edge there. Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
That will work as well. That was not the correct order. There.
I'm guessing the one who knows the solution is laughing at us right now.
Hmm.
No. I'm actually mostly curious whether or not there are multiple solutions to this or not.
Oh, there. Wait. We solved the top one. I think this is the correct solvage of it.
Yeah, let's freeze it like that. Question now is, can we fit
Everything is
all
that's left.
the wall?
And if we make a mistake, like a other solution for one, that would mean that maybe this cannot be done.
So the most tricky part is this one here. We need to figure out how to fit. Maybe something like this for this part, the tricky one.
That would leave the corner on the top. The problem.
Well, we can solve the corner somehow. I mean, this part does not need to go exactly here.
I'm sorry. I'll be moving. I'm moving pieces of the red squares so they don't get hidden by mistake.
We could put this also like this. But no, we cannot. We have to.
No, we can.
Okay, it's fine now. So, do we actually have enough to fill the gaps? Oh no, can't. There is nothing that would fit here.
Yes, I know. But I'm trying to see if maybe starting from this side we can go to the other side.
put that now? Like,
Yeah, where do we put that?
there is no way to view in the internal if it's like this.
Actually, there is. But we'll
No,
have to break this one. Oh no, doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, this is the only block that we
No,
will
no,
fill
it
in.
works. Oh, wait.
Ah. Not that way. Yeah, turn
You
it
need to rotate it. Just that's what I wanted.
that way. But
No, that leaves empty.
we can bring this here though, like this one from here. Come on, this one to here.
Yeah, let me rotate it and put it there. No. I think that Luis is stubborn.
Let me rotate that.
The only piece we have at the moment that will fill in this sheet is the big one, unless we rearrange one of the other ones, the other puzzles.
I'm also considering if this not that I'm pinging could instead be placed in the inner square, not the outer one. You understand what I mean?
Like here.
Yes, or not somewhere else, because we have 3 of those plus the U shape, which is
To use parts of the upper right one, upper left one, and just try to fill this one. I think it should be the next goal.
Does this fit here well? It kind of does. Or not?
Use it there. It made sense. No, it doesn't make sense. There is nothing to put there. Do you want to use parts from the upper one again? I don't think the parts we have will
use parts from the upper one in the end.
in the end or no?
Use them if you think that will solve it.
We cannot be sure unless we try. So let's bring some parts from uppers and see what can be done.
I'll lock them into place.
For here, I don't think we do. Maybe this one is not.
These are definitely the most awkward one to use. Yeah, let me check something out. Give me a second.
No. I don't think that one we can fix with any others. Well, we can probably try, but it's pretty tricky. This one doesn't fit anywhere there. It's not even trying. Worth trying. I mean, it's a double. in
Yeah,
between.
I know. I was checking something else. So this state bathroom. Let me have the top right corner clear.
Mike is not paying attention.
Don't have anything to fill this one here, so it's already wrong. Up.
We don't have anything with a square with a top on them.
Well, okay, looks good. Ah, fuck. Don't have anything from there.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not the right one.
We used one too many pieces in here.
Why?
Trust me on it.
Do you have any others that you can use?
Yeah, this we should use another one here, but I don't know which one. So we need to take one from there and replace it with two.
I don't see any of the existing ones that can fit here and solve it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. It's obviously that we're missing something. That's for sure. Damn sure. You guys still here?
Yeah.
Yes.
How can we check if we have not put two of the same pieces on top of each other, by the way? We just did that and there is no telling they're on top of each other.
I'll check them out right now.
You'll find out the moment you're lacking pieces, I suppose.
Probably.
Found one.
Hmm.
Never mind. Didn't.
No, that doesn't fit. Nothing would fit there.
Actually, it may. 1 second, sorry.
I'm not touching anything.
I don't know, somebody's moving all the stuff on the lower right one, so.
No, I'm not touching the lower right one. I'm checking to see if we have any overlapping ones in the other squares, in the other locks. But as far as I see, there's none that do overlap.
Yeah, but we already have 7 on this, so it's not this one.
Found some, actually, that did overlap.
I think we should use these guys here. They're too small.
That one I cannot move.
No,
Me
me
neither.
neither.
It is the piece that rather magically slammed into place.
Oh,
Ah,
sneaky bastard.
he's trying to be helpful.
That's then the correct one.
Yeah, that's definitely the correct one.
There is no other piece that can fit there. That's not the correct one for 100%.
Mm-hmm.
The piece that can go there is this one.
Okay, let me snap it into place.
So the next one, what can go here? Either this one or nothing else.
That would be the
basically.
easiest one, right? To go there, to go in there.
I don't think anything else can go there. Can it?
Yeah, but this way we have nothing to put on the top T.
No, I don't think the others are correct. I'm just saying that here we don't have anything else to put. There is only one piece that can go here if this is here. Like this is the blue T, half T. There is no other blue half T in the whole puzzle. And maybe that's the correct way to go. I don't know.
Yeah, if we fill it that way, we get a 2 piece here missing, so that's not going to work.
or one piece like so.
Yeah, but we still have
Okay.
an open corner here.
Let's try this one. Just give me a second. I'll remove the pieces. So the other, oh, actually we have the green one that can also go there. But no, it shouldn't actually go, or should it? So 2 pieces can fit here. This one, which means that we need to use a long one, or this one. In either case, the bottom one can only be filled by this piece.
Okay.
Then you, oh yeah, you can fill it like that.
Yeah, but that leaves the. Ah, no, it doesn't.
We have a long
That's
one.
a 4-1 here, so we can use the 4-1.
Yeah, but how many do we have?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, we're set. This one's done. This one is definitely done.
Well, didn't you say that we need 7?
No. I said it's an 8-piece lock that had 7 pieces in.
Oh, okay.
No, we are not done. I'm judging from Radar's reaction that we are not done there.
Okay, but that means that we cannot use the blue here. So our solution to the top one is also incorrect.
I would say that our solution to all of them is incorrect so far.
But unless we have a piece in place that can guide us to the correct solution, it would be very hard. But let's try. Maybe we can simply just try to fill this here.
No, but
Without that.
I'm confident on the top one, on the bottom right one, because it's an 8-piece lock that has 8 pieces right now.
I think let's try to solve the top one without the blue piece that we took away. And I think I have.
We do this?
No. Yes, actually, yes. This one also works.
But then
we
we need
don't have-
a 6-piece here.
No, we don't have that. Can you remove that? I don't try if what.
Did you see what Radar said?
Mm-hmm.
Not in a million years. Maybe this goes here. Who knows?
No, that can work actually, and you can use a 4-piece. But we need a green 4-piece. Like this one.
Yeah, but
Or this one.
you can take it. I don't know. But we don't have blue. The last one would have to be the blue one, and it's already taken.
Mm-hmm.
Not this solution as well. Maybe this piece should not be here at all.
Well, it's definitely from somewhere.
That's a good
That's not very
statement.
helpful, right?
Ooh. Do we have a 3 block? No, we don't. Unfortunately, not the solution. Unless... No, they're in the wrong.
Wait. If we do this like this, and then we do not that one. God damn it! I need another of these ones.
Which ones?
This ones.
Green.
Yeah, green 5 block.
there is only one of those.
There's
and
two
I'm
of them.
Oh yeah, it's actually two.
Mm-hmm.
Did the piece that radar could move?
No. The piece that Radar replaced is still there.
Original solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This again 8. Without the blue one. Huh.
Okay. So
And
this
we
is the
use
correct
that
solution
solution.
for the bottom right one.
We can do that now. Just give me a second.
Let me
And
snap it
we
into
can-
place.
But again, that
In that case, we need to change that with this.
yeah. But we still have to solve this one.
And I think
Might
that's
be
solvable. Wait. Come on.
could be. Maybe not. But at least we get rid of the big one. That's
Mhm.
like
Come on.
that's the same block we used. I mean,
I
it's
still
the
need
same.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not this solution.
This goes there. No, it doesn't go in any way there.
We actually
Wait.
only one is different.
No, it doesn't work either.
This one is different, and I think we have the right block for this one. Don't move it. I'm just trying to rotate it.
Yeah, I can see what you're going for, and I think it works there.
Whew. Maybe this is the solution.
Looks good as far as I see it.
We try again on the bottom one.
No. The bottom one, I'm pretty sure it's fine. The button right one.
Left, he means. Not on
Okay.
left.
We already have some progress there, but
Well, we have one of the four them done because this one is the most restrictive one, and that one was supposed to be done first.
we have solutions for this one. Two different solutions for this one. Maybe there is not a single solution. Maybe there are multiple solutions. It's probably down to number of things. I don't know.
Unfortunately, I can safely say that there's only one solution because you have unlimited number of pieces.
That doesn't mean that there is only one solution. That doesn't work that way. Mathematics is different.
I mean, I know of one solution. I have no idea if there's multiple. For all I know, there might actually be multiple solutions to this.
Wait, don't put anything there. You probably removed this piece here. So I was like, oh, this fits perfectly. Yeah, we kind of have to figure out where the blue ones go before we put the rest. Okay, I think we can use something like this here.
You can do multiple selection, by the way.
Was only one solution, it would be almost impossible to solve.
Guess you
Oh.
should have thought about that before you said hard one then.
Peace. What did you say, Yun?
I think this one can fit there easily and pretty
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely correct.
That one and two purple.
Rotate it, I will leave it. Question is, what do we do with the top one? Oh, wait, this doesn't fit here. My bad. We don't have that piece.
We do, but it's locked. We have two of them. It's this one's here.
Move this one here. Why am I stupid?
No one did. It's been there for a couple of minutes. And the one you just moved, the red one to the left, that one's been there for a long time.
I'm just wanting to try this one here and see if we can think of something with it.
Okay, so this one's locked here as well. Well, sort of. Not yet, but it's going to get locked.
Okay. Well, if we have a locked piece, we should start from there.
Working around it, yeah.
What can fit in this angle around this one? And the obvious answer is a lot of stuff. Are we sticking this here? Because I don't think we'll be able to fill this space here in any way if this is here.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Wouldn't it better to be this one here?
Which one where? Yeah,
Not
yeah,
really.
okay.
Because like for that to be there, you need to move. Actually, yeah, that doesn't matter. Never mind. Sorry, it's stupid.
If we clear this like this, but okay, this is one way to fill that corner over there.
Yeah, but we don't have a section for this. Like
For which
on
one? For
this
this one?
yeah.
Are you sure?
We can move everything else.
No.
Yeah, like that. Yes, we have.
Sorry, Maris.
No problem.
I think there are only two solutions for this corner here, so this is the first one. Let's try with it. If it doesn't work, I will show the other one.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you actually imagine the solutions right now in your mind? Like you're not going in... I'm impressed.
No, I mean, well, how many things can fit here? I mean, this particular edge. Actually, there are three. I think that can fit. If you use the, you can use this piece, you can use this piece, and you can also use where did it go? You can actually use this one as well. So there are more than 3, maybe 4, but they're limited. I mean, we can try everything. There's nothing that can fit here. Something like that may be better. But again, maybe this one is not correct. We can try it like this. Nope. We don't have this piece. Fuck.
That piece does not exist at all. Like what's left in there? No,
There
that's
is
a
no-
that's a 5 slot. You need what you need here in what's left, like this. You need a 7 slot.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes, that's correct. Let's try moving this one, like replacing it with something. Do we even have anything that can fit here? Like those two particular spots. Like I think only this one, but after that we are left with a sheet. So maybe this is not correct. This one was not correct to begin with. Maybe this one was not correct. I don't know. It has a lot of options there.
Well, we know that this puzzle requires the most pieces. So if this is an 8-piece, we should definitely have more than 8 here.
We can backtrack more if needed. I mean, this doesn't necessarily have to be there.
Which one? Nothing necessarily has to be there except for this one.
Yeah, I mean, we just put in the big ones here, like to be easier.
Yeah, that's true.
There is nothing that can plug in there. Fuck. The chat.
The chat is good. Yuan is doing an amazing job.
You want to go with
Wait,
different
wait,
settings
wait,
for the corner?
Let me think. Oh, does this work here to some extent?
Here.
Like this?
Yeah.
And then we can either go this.
All
Or-
this because it fits. And it's a complex piece.
And then... Oh, that's a great one. I don't know who put that in, but yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Looking good so far.
Okay.
I'm guessing we should move off this. So just not to...
No. Let's go with the previous one. Like if we do, come on, this and this.
There is a piece below it.
Ah, there's a PC.
Yeah, that looks fine, and we can even use this one here. Yeah.
Look at
No, actually, that won't work. What? We don't have anything for here. Actually, we do. The blue one. Wait. Don't move it. No, that won't work. Let's try this here.
Okay, and we have another one set in stone into the top right one.
Okay, let's go back. Maybe we can use. Let's use pieces from the other one as well, if needed. This no, this won't work. We don't have anything for here.
Yeah, there is no three-piece straight line that exists in the game.
Is edge one though? I can use this one. No. Return it. We just have to change it with this one. Can I move back to the original one? No, it won't work. Actually, so don't keep.
At DM, regarding your comment about but they can trust my help, I wonder. It's funny because we don't have a choice, considering we can't move this piece anymore.
That's a very good point.
I know. Like it's not about trusting once you lock it down.
I forgot I actually did that. I think I must have done that before I decided who was going to do that.
Okay, the only two pieces that can go here and here, I think, are these ones. Check if I'm wrong. Maybe this actually can go here.
Here and here where again? If you could ping, please.
On
I'm
the left.
also going to be brutally honest that almost every single piece can go there, assuming everything else in that puzzle is wrong.
Oh, yeah, actually, this one is also free. True. But
I mean,
it's only two pieces. Like it's either
anything
this
that
one-
has like no. You're assuming that everything else in that puzzle is correct.
and by your answer, nothing is correct.
As a DM, I'll be extremely nice, and if you look at this puzzle right now, I can count 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that's supposed to be there. 6 pieces.
On the top right one.
Yes, meaning 3 of them shouldn't even be in that puzzle.
Right. So we just remove everything.
That's a
And
bit
it's fine.
extreme.
See, this is where I'm starting to feel like, because I know in the way I see the solution here, this has to be wrong.
The entire puzzle or that piece?
The entire puzzle.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, it doesn't actually mean everything is wrong if there are multiple solutions. Which is why I don't want to like ruin everything.
Mm-hmm,
Which is
understand.
also why I occasionally slam in a little bit of the conversation.
No. You took them away, all of them. That's definitely not there.
That cannot be there.
But what was wrong with the way I had started to arrange them?
I didn't touch anything, so don't look at me.
I didn't as well.
The only way this one can go there without a blind spot is 0. I mean, there is no way to go there
What,
without
in that
any
slot there? No, there's a couple of ways actually.
around the long one.
Well, there's a couple of ways. You can have a green 5 side,
I mean,
3 side.
direct. I know. I meant directly on top of this.
Like this.
You don't have anything for this. You can remove it.
I'm trying.
Come on, kids. Don't despair yet.
I don't despair.
At least, do at least have the correct solution here. Or actually, there's probably not a correct solution for anything.
I'm just gonna say that no one's like that was commented on a long time ago. If you're not paying attention to the chat, you might lose out on some clues.
I am paying attention to the chat, and by my interpretation, I'd say that this one is done. And this is the correct solution as in the original game set.
Lucian? Lucian?
Yes?
Would you necessarily want a tip?
No, but looking at the chat, I had the correct arrangement before that.
Yes, but would you want to know something important?
Yes, why not?
I know many things.
Exactly.
Duck!
I'm ready to sleep anytime.
I'm stopping there because it's almost midnight,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like giving you a fresh view on things might help later on. Yeah. Whether or not you choose to cave up on the puzzle is entirely up to you. Might be worth sticking through it. As for the session, I'm just simply going to quickly get us back to the splash screen so no one can spend some time looking at the pieces. I know Manis is probably filming it, but for your own sakes and the puzzle's sake, perhaps not look into it in the meantime. Not going to stop you though if you want to like spend countless hours trying to solve this shit. Next session, I don't know. For me, I won't be able to do much this coming week in terms of planning. With the weather how it is, I just become apathetic or apathic, or I become Snorlax pretty much.
Lazy.
I'm a polar bear stuck in the Sahara Desert. I don't function. So I won't be able to sit down and plan or think a lot. So there won't be a session the coming week.
Yuan, if I may ask, considering what you already did in planning so far and considering our progress through this session, is it safe to assume that we are still lagging behind to what you already did?
I have enough to. Actually, that's a good point. I probably have enough to fill another session. Yeah. This is the last part of Castle Ravenloft, but I do have some stuff until you reach Valaki, whether or not that is something you want. But yeah, I could, if we did a session next week, it would be a mini session that would probably not take 3 hours, or it could take 3 hours. I don't know.
I'd say I think it's safe to assume that we are still going to be in Ravenloft next session. So the question is, if we are still in Ravenloft at the end of the next session, is that something you're already prepared to?
I mean, I don't mean. I'll answer you afterwards, Lucian. I got distracted by your question. If I understand you correctly, do I have enough to fill another session? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking if according to what you already had prepared, right? Like what the materials you already have prepared. If next session will still end in Castle Ravenloft, would that progress outside of what you already prepared?
No, I have the entire Castle Ravenloft prepared.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to finish the castle next session. Like, honest to God, I think we're still going to be in the puzzle for another hour, give or take.
Yes,
I
but
think
like,
more.
as for what I had planned that you would see of Castle Ravenloft, I had planned entering, guest house, dinner, puzzle, you sleep, and then you set off to out from the castle, hopefully alive. And then I had stuff planned on the road north. If you understand what I mean.
Towards Valaki.
Yes.
But you don't have anything prepared in Valaki.
I have not begun planning Valaki, which is the major issue because that will require some planning. And since I have to rewrite large portions of it, I don't want to. I want a week on me to actually start the rewrites for that.
I get it. So as far as I understand it, one session is 100% covered, maybe half of the second one. Give or take.
Half to one session at least.
No,
I don't want to guarantee more than that.
no, I am 100% certain that the next session is already
Possibly,
planned.
but I never go with optimistic numbers.
I'm not optimistic. I'm actually quite pessimistic. You usually plan way ahead in our our progress pace.
I know. I'm just saying I'm never optimistic.
Again, neither am I.
Anyway, so I could, looking back at it, yeah, I could probably do a session, but I'm not going to be able to prepare that session. It's just literally.
So
Yeah,
my
currently.
question to you would be: would you rather have the next session on the 15th and then you will have on the 21st, and then you'd have to prepare something for the 28th, or would you rather have a next session on the 28th and have to prepare something for the 5th?
I can do the 21st and prepare something for the 28th.
Then we're done.
I have holidays for the most of the week before 28th, so it shouldn't be a problem.
I think then we're set, because I can guarantee you we're not going to reach Valaki in the next session.
Probably not. Looking back at it.
And this is not
can
like this is not me being optimistic. I can safely say we're going to spend another hour on the puzzle at least, and then what we're going to fuck around to the castle and the road to Valaki. That's going to take a significant amount of time.
I think the major question is, can everyone do it next Sunday?
I can.
Yep.
Might not be able to do it on Sunday. Maybe
Uh,
try, but
doesn't
I'm not
have
100% sure.
It could be around Sunday.
Well, I
Like-
think
like-
Monday is fine for me. I'm not sure exactly when, if I'm going to travel. It might be Sunday, might be fine. It's a 50-50 for now. I'll know tomorrow or the day after.
So what I'm hearing is that there's a good chance for Sunday and for everyone involved except for Zuri. And if not Sunday, Monday sounds good. And it does sound good for me. Monday that would be the 22nd.
They should be good for.
Once I reach Friday, days will not matter to me whatsoever for 2 months.
Summer break, huh?
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Pete and Assam.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday.
okay, unless if Sunday is not an option.
Sunday, Monday, whenever. I don't
Yeah,
have a-
same.
So let's have it like that. Let's try for Sunday. If I'm not available, we can move it to Monday.
Yes,
Sure.
it sounds great for me. I am free basically any day between Wednesday and Wednesday except for Saturday.
I already forgot how the puzzle was should have been.
Yes, but I did change pretty fast to avoid you from memorizing or taking a picture or anything like that. Just want to make it something that is not instant. I want
Yeah,
it to be a challenge.
technically, a good way